Coils of Dread is the latest set by Mammoth Factory Games, and it's a slivering good time. This set includes snakes, some more snakes, and some awesome snakes. Thanks so much to Mammoth Factory Games for sponsoring this video. So Coils of Dread includes a whole host of minis, you get your D&D adventure as well, and some busts to go with it. There's a whole host of different miniatures up for grabs in this one, and they look absolutely awesome. So included with the Coils of Dread collection is the Avatar of Sralgor. Now this big beastie is this horrific snake creature wrapped around a massive rock, with more snakes bursting out of him and multiple snakes for heads. It's an absolute abomination, and it looks really interesting. Great thing about this one is it is a hollowed print as well, so that way you don't have to use up too much resin to get this big beastie onto the table. And then we've got the Sral Prelates, and there's this awesome snake lady with these 6 arms and lots of cool looking weapons. Very interesting pose, looks imposing, and definitely be a lot of fun for your adventurers to take on. Then we've got the Sral Trueblood, and you get 3 variants of these, and these 3 all look interesting. Obviously they're in different poses, different sizes as well, and they all look different to one another. Then we've got the Death Fang Constrictor. Now this is a throwback to one of their older miniatures which comes in the welcome pack, but it really fits in with this. It's a giant snake, and it looks absolutely awesome. And then we've got the Sral Bloodlord, and this guy looks absolutely awesome. He's in a really interesting pose. He looks fantastic. Just looks like this big beastie ready to take on all of your players. Moving across onto the smaller ones. First up, we're starting off with one of their cutest minis yet, which is Serpentine. This tiny little snake with massive eyes. Not only is he cute, but he's also fantastic for anyone who's looking to really practice some eye painting. He's got these big beastie eyes. Really love this miniature. Then we've got Sir Jorifar, who's one of the heroes of this set, and he looks really interesting as well. He's this knight who's obviously off to slay some snakes. He's got this big flowy cloak, but the great thing is it doesn't obscure too many details. Some really interesting armor, shield thrown over his back, and he is ready for battle. Next up, we've got this Sral Mindbender, and she looks really interesting. She looks very imposing, pretty casual as she walks into battle, ready to do some damage. She matches some of the other miniatures that are coming up in just a moment. Next up, we get the Sral Hybrids, and there's 5 variants of these. And they go really nicely with the Sral Mindbender. I love these units because they're in these really fluid poses. They look like they're almost these dancers that have been converted into warriors, and they just look fantastic. Next up, you'll get the Sral Half-Bloods, and there's 8 variants of these. Now these are some of my favourites out of this set. They're all really nicely sized, so they're not too small, and they really show off the detail. They'll be great if you're looking for a regiment type game, and they'll also make some really imposing enemies for your players to fight. If you're using it as a regiment game, you also get the captain and the bannerman and also the musician. But yeah, I really like these guys. And then finally, you get 5 variants of these Shrieks. And now the renders don't do these justice, but actually once you've got them printed off and got some paint on them, they're these winged hybrid type snake things. They look like they've almost got these snakes and then stitched these wings onto them. Some of their limbs almost seem like they're the wrong way around, and I really like them. They're so weird and wacky, but they look fantastic. And of course, it wouldn't be a Mammoth Factory release without some busts as well. So if you want to use those busts maybe to give them to a player, or maybe as like a player reward or something like that, then yeah, these are really good. And as normal with Mammoth Factory, you'll also get things like the maps or the 2D tokens to play with, the 5e adventure, and everything you'll need to be able to actually play the adventure. You also get all the stat blocks for your enemies and the NPCs. And if you're into one-page rules as well, all of these are compatible with that game system. So all in all, this is a fantastic release. There's some really good fun miniatures with this one. And I've got to say, I've had a blast at painting all of these up. So let me know, what ones are your favourite? Is it the cutesy little Serpent, or do you prefer all the normal units, or maybe some of those abomination type snake creatures that are out there? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!